The biggest lie that we were ever told, and I remember this from grade school, that the Wright brothers created the airplane. These two Saxon guys created the airplane. So this is what they created. So this is the very first machine that flew in the air. That's what these Saxons told us. That's the shit that they told us in school. Why did they lie to us like that? Why? Wait a minute. I need to have evidence to show that they're lying, right? Yeah, let's show you the evidence. The Vimana, ancient planes that we flew in as the original beings. Of course, they had to put their people in those vessels, all right, because these machines didn't run on fuel and gas, and these machines ran on our body's energy, all right? The Vimana. So we already took a flight. This is something that belongs to us. These beings have records of so many vessels that we flew. We have vessels that took flight, and we were already neck deep into technology, not knee deep, because these Saxons are only knee deep. That's as far as they can go. We were neck deep into technology, all types of technology that we had already created. All right, why do you think they want to make sure that our minds are occupied with all kind of garbage? All right, think about it. You have an enemy who knows more about you than what you know about yourself. He's going to teach you against this type of knowledge because he wants to still prevail. All right, and these were machines of war that we created. This type of machine you see in this on Transformers. All right. Create this without it having some type of evidence of it. All right, they just don't create it. You talk about a type of species who really can't make up things. They have to tell the truth, but then they say, "Oh, this is just fantasy art." But they can only, because they don't have a pineal gland and they don't have the ability to create such powerful and well-defined art. They just have to recreate something that they already knew was there. This is something that we had already created as well. We already created this type of technology. We are already in the air. This is an ancient aircraft that we created. It's a two-man craft, mostly what you call a war machine, it was weaponized. Let's just say that it was weaponized. So, if you take a look at this carefully and see how we operated it, you see, look, if you look at on the edges of it, let's look very, very carefully on the edges of it, and you can see like either photon or plasma thrusters on the edge of it. All right. Plasma is literally controlled by hydrogen gas. All right. So these are plasma thrusters on the side of it, highly radioactive, well pieced together. So I'm saying our minds were occupied with technology. We didn't have time to sit up and watch football and all these television shows and whatever else. We didn't have
Location,
that.
Kyrgyzstan Xinjiang border region. Class, moderate. Magnitude, 5.6. Depth, 10 kilometers, 8 minutes ago.
So we didn't have that at all. Not to say that we didn't have television, because we did have television back then. Television is nothing new. But our minds weren't occupied with all the garbage that's occupied with now. CNN, ABC, what's that, HSN, JTV, all this other garbage, okay? Because we were collecting crystals to create technology and not to hoard and say, I've got all this. As you can see, doesn't this look like the Concorde jet This is an ancient, this is called ancient Egyptian conquered airplane design. Days of the pharaohs. Where do you think they get this from? All right, where do you think they get all this knowledge of these aircrafts and technology from? All right, they get it from the things that we had already created. All right, they just didn't make up these ideas. I told you, brothers and sisters, you're talking about a species of beings who cannot think past what they can see. All right, I'm so serious. This is our technology that they're using, and they have literally caused us to think that they have always been on top, when in reality we were the ones who have always been on top, and they wanted to make sure that we didn't rise to see such great and powerful things being built by us. All right, this is something that we originally flew in. All right, this is another ancient aircraft called a Vimana. That's also what you call India, but it was our brothers and sisters in that land who had already created this craft, and this was a ship that we literally flew into, that we operated in. All right, you can see the wings all on the side there. You see the wings, the propellers on the side. So we had already had this type of technology with propelling system. All right. And that at the bottom of it, you can look at the bottom of it right here, and you can see where we had thrusters. You see that? See your thrusters? But we didn't use fuel that they use today. We use a completely different technology, but you had the thrusters and you had the propellers right here. Those are propellers. All right. And the thrusters and the propellers just was designed to take us into the air. All right. This is our technology. This is our ancient technology that we created. Okay. Another ancient technology, we had golden planes. We had vessels that were made of pure gold that we flew in. All right. And it will be a one-man flying vessel where you have a brother or so sitting in this area, brother or sister, whatever, sitting in this area. And I'm sorry about it. I don't know why all these notifications are coming through all this in here. I think they're watching what I'm doing and trying to disturb us. But as you see that, this is the ancient vessels that we had already had, and we'd already taken the air. So the Wright brothers did not create the very first plane. All right. This was already created by us. All right. This was already created by us. That's another vessel that we had created. Looks like a dragon, doesn't it? Look at it very carefully. It looks like a dragon. All right. You can see the teeth right here. You see the teeth. It looks like a dragon. It's like wings right here. So these are models, but these are models that we created because we had already created these vessels. And we sat right here and we operated everything from this right here, extremely high technology. And this is why they're so afraid of us going back into this state right here, because the technology that we have here would literally cause us to defeat them, because we had laser technology. They don't want to talk about the laser technology that came from here. All right, that came out of here. They don't want to talk about the laser technology that came out of there. All right. There's another vessel that we created. We had different vessels that we created that we flew on. All right, we took flight. We were already in the air, brothers and sisters. We were already in the air. Understand? It was no Wright brothers who were the first flight. They said, well, Wright brothers took flight first, but then they want to completely discount our existence in this realm. And this is the Wright brothers got all their ideas from us. We had multiple flying vessels. You see this? All right. And these right here will work as thrusters right here on the side of it. Some will be thrusters and some will be for laser technology. And I truly believe these two right here, the one right here and the one right here, will be more so the laser technology, and those two adjacent ones will be thrusters. All right. But we had already had this type of technology. But as you can see, this is something that we had already had. We have multiple types of technology of flying, multiple types of high-tech flying devices. All right, we were no dummies, brothers and sisters. As you can see, what's already written on the wall, what we had. We had already had these devices. That's with a helicopter, there's a ship, all these different ships that we had. It was already written on the walls of what we had already created. We didn't just write things, you know. You see that huge creature there? That's something that we saw, but we just didn't write things on a fictitious standard. Like, for instance, this vehicle here is widely seen in the movie Star Wars, which means we had already created that. It looks like a car, doesn't it? But this vehicle, this vessel literally flies through the sky. This is a flying vehicle. This is a flying vessel that flies through the sky. Okay? This is the type of technology that we had. It ran on gas. This is a different type of flying vessel. But then you have this vessel right here that also flew. See that? That's a different vessel that flew. All right. So we already had this technology long ago, and long before the Wright brothers were ever, before their forefathers were created. All right. This goes back, if you want to look at calendar time, this goes back trillions and trillions of years. This is another machine that we had that took flight in the air. That's another form of the Vimana. All right. So you see, we were not dummies. And this was created by us. It's all created by us. All right. These Saxon beings have records of the things that we created. See this here? This is created by us. These are ancient machines. We're the only beings who have been in this realm on this planet. No one else but us. So you see why they need our time to be occupied. Well, they need us to work at jobs and to go to school, try to get degrees, because they don't want us to focus on the ancient shit. All right. So I would say you got a species of being who's fighting against the original people. Why they fight so hard? Because they know what we can do. All right, they know what we can do, so they need us to be divided. So find different ways to fuck their heads up so that they won't come together as one people. So I was just looking at a collage of vessels that we used to fly in, and just meditating on this, and I'm like, wow, we had extremely advanced technologies, which means we can still create this. We just have to apply ourselves. But we had extremely advanced technologies, and we have machines that ran on the energy of our body. We had machines that ran on orgone technology. Orgone is extremely important. Orgone ain't nothing new, brothers and sisters. Don't think it's something new. Orgone is extremely high technology. I told you, brothers and sisters, long ago, we had to have orgone globes that we put our hands on, and they would link into our minds, and our machines would fly where we wanted them to go, which is what these Saxons are trying to do right now. They're trying to create machines that are able to fly on the mental, right? Just trying to fly and link it to the brain. All right. So this is something that we really have to look at, brothers and sisters. It wasn't the Wright brothers. It was us. We had already created all this. This is the ancient technology from our ancient history. The shit, this Bible and the Quran and the Torah and the Apocrypha, all these stuff, they don't talk about this. American history don't talk about this. All right, all the stuff that they want us to learn, mathematics and all that, they don't talk about this. We created this. And this was information that was passed down. And we knew this information. We knew it. We knew how to create it. All right. We knew how to create it. We were already creators of some extremely advanced technology. All right. We were already creators, brothers and sisters. All right. Something for you all to think about. Just wanted to do this video right here to show you all that the technology was already here. And they stole the technology, but then they caused us to go into the deep sleep. The biggest thing that really caused us to fall was religion. Believing in something that didn't exist. Yeah. Really fucked us up, didn't it? Fucked us all the way up. We were already flying in vessels. Look at this. We were already flying in vessels. We had already took flight. All right. So they want to be seen as the first to take flight. They want to be seen as the first to do this and the first to do that, when we already had systems already created. We already had vehicles already created. All right. Something for you all to ponder on. Something for you all to think about. Go and just Google ancient flying machines. And go through this here and look at these models. Just shit that we can create. See how easy that is to create? You can create a smaller model. This is a prototype. And then from the prototype, you can go and create a greater piece. Because, first you got to figure out how to make the prototype work for you. How to get it off the ground. The type of gases, the type of crystals that we use. The type of technology that we use. We already have the technology, y'all. The technology was already here. I told you technology is infinite. It's just nothing but we're talking about this type of technology. We're talking about infinite intelligence. It's intelligence that we are linked into. And we created. And we were great in our creations. And this is this enemy that who fears us so greatly, don't want us to be who we were. Because they know the power of what happens. And they know the whole magnitude of what takes place. Look at this shit right here. This is something that we already had created long ago. Look at that. Look at that. And they want us to think that they were the first in flight. They're flying over the sky, spraying shit in the sky. Let's fly over the sky, brothers and sisters. Let's get this shit together. We fly over the sky and we blow this shit to pieces. Yes. Let's take this to another level. All right. Because they don't want to go to war with us, because they know what happens when they go to war with us. They have lost every war that they fought against us. This time we're going to make this the final battle, and we're not going to show any mercy whatsoever. This is going to be the final battle. All right, y'all, let's get to creating. Let's get to building. All right, open up your minds and your spirits, your hearts, your souls to a new level of infinite intelligence and technology. All right, much power to you all.